Personal letter. In this tutorial, I will tell you and demonstrate how a personal letter should look like. In other words, the structure. You will also get some advice regarding content. When it comes to layout and structure, these are the key elements in a personal letter. First off, we have the place and date. We need to know when and where the letter was written. Then we have a greeting. There are different ways to greet the recipient in a personal letter, and it basically has to do with your relationship with the person. You need paragraphs, simply to make your writing clear and easier to understand and read. And naturally, you need an ending. Like in a conversation, you wouldn't just leave in the middle of a conversation without ending it in a natural and proper manner. In this example, the letter will be a fantasy letter about myself, and I will divide my letter into 3 paragraphs. Paragraph 1 will be about me and my family. Paragraph 2 will be about my hobbies and interests. Paragraph 3 will be my expectations for the secondary school and the 8th grade. Before you start to write a text, and in this case, a personal letter, you should prepare the content. Let's say you wanted to bake a cake. It would be a good idea to gather all the ingredients before you started baking, wouldn't it? When writing a text, making keywords in advance will make the writing and creation of sentences and paragraphs a lot easier, and the content and the quality of your text will be much better. In this phase, you will of course look up words in a dictionary or in a thesaurus and really challenge your language. And keywords are supposed to be individual words, not full sentences, so keep this in mind. Here is a general list of keywords or topics that you should prepare. So these are examples. So you should make a list for each paragraph. So in my example, as you can see here, I've made keywords for paragraph 1, 2, and 3. And in my first paragraph, I want to include information about my parents, my siblings, my own age, maybe if my siblings are older, younger than me, if I have any pets, etc. So that's my plan. You may, of course, add other relevant topics. Just include what you think is relevant and actual to present. I will now show you an example of a personal letter. In this letter, you can see that we have a place and a date, a greeting, 3 paragraphs, and an ending. The content here is just to give you an idea of how a personal letter can look like. So you must of course use your own mind and skills to create your own content. As you can see here in the top right corner, I have used a comma after the place before the date. And a capital letter in the month, because that's the way you write the different months in English. So, as you can see, I have put the place and the date in the top right corner. After that, you move down a 2 lines actually, and back to the left corner to write a proper greeting like this. Note that there is also a comma after the name of the recipient. The first line of my letter is moved a couple of lines in, like this. A paragraph should always begin like this. It is called an indent. I have chosen a variety of information about myself and my family in the first paragraph here. I will now read it to you. Dear Ingrid, my name is X, and I am XX years old. In January, I will turn XX. My parents are XX and XX. My mother works as an IT consultant, and my father is a teacher. I have 2 siblings, an older brother called John and a younger sister called Anne. John is in his 2nd year at Asker Upper Secondary School, and Anne is in year 4 at primary school. Our family consists of one more family member, our cat, who is called Kitty. Kitty loves to play outside, and she is 9 years old. If you count this paragraph, the first paragraph consists of 8 sentences. And you should always create paragraphs with at least 6 sentences. And some are short and some are long. An example, John is in his 2nd year at Asker Upper Secondary School, and Anne is in year 4 at primary school. That's a long sentence. But then we have, in January, I will turn XX. That's a short and simple sentence. It is important that you vary this use of sentences. Use both short, simple sentences and longer, more complex ones. This is really to show your knowledge of writing in English. You would want to connect your text and your paragraphs in a natural way when you write. Take a look at the first 2 paragraphs. I ended the first one here telling you about my cat, Kitty. And when I begin the second paragraph, which is about hobbies, I continue using my cat. Like this. Kitty loves to play outside, and she's 9 years old. In my free time, I like to play with my adorable cat. We usually run around in the neighborhood when I get home from school. So this is a tool to make your text more connected and coherent. And after me talking about my cat or writing about my cat, I can naturally move on to my other hobbies and interests. We need to include a proper ending. In this case, I've used best regards. And notice the comma after regards, just like after my greeting up here and after the place here. Move down 1 line and write your name. So, when it is your turn to write a personal letter in English, this is basically what it should look like, especially structure-wise. Remember to make the content of each paragraph very clear, as it is someone else who is going to read it. So, good luck with your own writing.